So, Harry Maguire, is he truthful? Is he innocent? Is he lying? Is he full of deceit? So we're going to be trying to understand on this episode here why Harry Maguire always looks down. Why does he display the Prince Andrew type globber sensation, that tightening of the throat? And we're going to be looking at why a change in leg position, why a few eye blocks, and why one little glance down to the right hand side,
it's just ridiculous, it's just ridiculous, it's just ridiculous,
could be all you need to know to understand fully through the art of body language if Harry Maguire is telling the truth or not. So welcome back to the Believe in Bruce channel, the channel where we help you get inside your head so you can think, feel and act that little bit better. Maybe you want to lie that little bit better, or maybe you want to make sure that your partner never lies to you again. Then take 2 seconds just to show some love and subscribe to the channel below. We're on the march of 120,000 and we are going upwards, so please take 2 seconds to subscribe below. It would be awesome if you could stick around for future videos. And you might notice that I've got a little bit different background now. That's because I'm on holiday. So to set a bit of context, Harry Maguire's been in the news. He's been across to somewhere in Greece. His sister maybe or has not been involved in an altercation. His friends and Harry maybe have or have not been involved in that altercation, maybe have or have not had some type of physical altercation with the police force. Well, they've said this, they've said that. Who knows who's telling the truth? Believe in Bruce. And one of the big questions that we've got is, has Harry Maguire tried to bribe the police? So we're going to look at all the body language tells here. And remember, comment below. It would be great to hear your take on this as well. It's not just my opinion. Remember, biology doesn't lie. Biology doesn't lie. I'm going to be showing you what Harry Maguire does, that T-junction. What verbalization going on at that same point. What is the body doing? Is there congruence? Is there synchrony? Is Harry Maguire doing something that we should dig that little bit deeper? So getting straight into it then, Harry Maguire, we'll always look for emotional baselines, alright, emotional baselines. And what we see a lot of the time is Harry Maguire looking down. He's looking down, he's recollecting. Remember we talked about the hippocampus, the part of the brain, emotional memory, the hippocampus, or part of the system. Harry Maguire consistently looks down when he is recollecting information. Now, why is that important? Well, stick around till the end of the video because there's just one snippet when he doesn't look down. But throughout this video, consistently, Harry Maguire looks down. That is emotional baseline. When he's getting asked questions, that's where he goes. That's where his eyes go in order to recollect that information. And also, a very important part here, what you see is Harry Maguire has got very open body language. He's not defensive when he's conversing, when he's narrating, when he's having the chat with the interviewer. You'll see him lying back here. You'll see that his legs are splayed, his arms are open. You don't get any ventral fronting. There's no irritation of the skin, apart from one later on in the video, so stick around. But he looks very open, he looks relaxed. He doesn't look defensive. He doesn't look like he's trying to hide anything when he's talking about the initial questions that he's being asked. And then we get the first globber sensation. Now the globber sensation is the tightening of the throat. And we saw it on Prince Andrew when he was asked about Jeffrey Epstein and he tried to say the word legally. Well, he couldn't get it out. Legal. Alright, Andrew, you'd already done yourself in. But here what we've got is a different type of globber sensation because it matches with what Harry's saying. He's talking about his sister and how I believe his wife or his partner looked at his sister and her eyes were rolling back. And you can hear that tightening. It's building up and it's building up and it's building up. So when Harry's looking down, he's talking about a very distressful situation. He's talking about where it's his own flesh and blood, his own little sister, as he calls her. And you can hear that tightening of the throat. So Harry, I believe here, is being authentic. I do believe something happened with his sister. I do believe that what he is recalling are the events that he was either told about or saw himself. Because again, you've got that emotional baseline, and as well, you know, you may be a Man U fan and you want him to be, not guilty. You may be every other fan from around the country and you want him to be guilty. But biology doesn't lie. Let's keep it fair and balanced. Here, when he's talking about his sister, you'll hear that globber sensation is just very subtle, but he is getting emotional. He is, you know, I believe, authentically recalling that information. So I do believe something happened to his sister.
and sorry.
And also there's another bit here further on in the video where he's talking about he thought he was going to be kidnapped. They all got down on their knees with their hands in the air. You can hear that globber sensation. He's being emotional. I do believe authentically.
Initial thought, I thought he was getting kidnapped. We got down on our knees, we put our hands in the air. And then they just started hitting us. They was hitting my legs, saying my career's over, no more football.
And a really good display of open body language here is when he was conveying to the interviewer that they were saying, you know, I'm going to, or they were hitting him on his legs and they were saying, your career's over. As you can see here, he's lying back almost in his chair. He's very open. He's very non-defensive. His palms are up in that universal gesture, I have no threat. So I don't believe Harry is being disingenuous. Yeah, I believe he's being authentic and telling the truth. But that's going to change in a little bit. In the bit where he changes, remember, he's been looking down all the way through the video. Watch the full video back, it's only 3 minutes long. He looks down consistently. Yeah, there's a little bit of searching, but the majority of the time he's looking down. And remember when he was talking about his sister, his body language stayed open. Although he got emotional, his body language stayed open until this point here, when he gets asked about, did you try to bribe the police? Now, it's so subtle, it's an out of focus shot that not many people would have seen. But not many people are believing Bruce. Because when he's talking about this part here, when he's answering, did you try and bribe the police? Remember, we'll look for an emotional baseline. What do they do all of the time? If they do anything different above and below, more of or less of, boom, we're on it. We're looking, we're digging that little bit deeper. And you'll see here in an out of focus shot when he's talking about, did you try to bribe the police? There is a cluster of eye blocks. Number one, there is a cluster of eye blocks, and I'll show you this in a second. Number two, you remember I told you about he's very open with his body language. You will see here that it's an out of focus shot, but his legs have went from in front of him to one leg across. At that particular point when he's asked about, did you try and bribe the police, his leg goes across the body. Biology doesn't lie. And then you also, we haven't just got one, we've got two, we've got three to form an actual undeniable body language cluster, a behavioural cluster. When he says it's just ridiculous, watch his eye dart down to the right. It's a split-second giveaway, and remember, that's what we're looking for. Those autonomous reactions that we don't think about, that we can't control, that happen without our brain even thinking about it or telling us to do it. We've got those eye blocks. We've got that leg change of position. He feels defensive about himself. And we've got his eye looking to a place that it's never looked before. Take a look.
Did you try and bribe the police? The police?
No, for sure. As soon as I seen that statement, it's just.
Oh, dear Harry. It was all going so well until the fair and balanced but master observer believing Bruce come on the scene. Like I say, the eye block, the shift in leg position, the dart of the eye, something went on there. Harry is not being truthful there. He's been truthful before. I do believe he was in that situation. I do believe something happened to his sister. I do believe he feared for his own life. Everything there is authentic. I absolutely believe him. Where I don't believe him, and biology doesn't lie, where he wants to block out what's happened in that particular situation he's been asked about at that specific time. The cross of the leg, why does he feel defensive? My question here is when he was talking about his sister, someone he loves, his little sister, he's the big brother, he's the protector, his body language didn't change. But as soon as he's asked about bribing the police, boom, that leg comes across. I'm now keeping my distance from you. It just doesn't go. And again, I'm being fair and balanced here. I'm only telling you what I'm observing, and what I'm observing is what Harry Maguire is doing. So for me, he's been authentic for 90% of that interview, but when asked the specific question of, did you try to bribe the police? Oh, Harry, come on, son. But again, it's the poor question of the interviewer. That's why more interviewers need to be taught, learned, experienced in the art of body language. Because if you're really wanting to get the truth out of people, you need to be able to observe those little tells, those subtle little giveaways, and stop on that point and then dig that little bit deeper. Biology doesn't lie. I'm here to be fair and balanced. I'm not saying he has tried to bribe them. What I'm saying is he got defensive and he wasn't telling the truth because his body language gave it away. I don't know what has gone on there, but what he tried to narrate, what he tried to convey, what he tried to offer is definitely not the truth. There's something else that lies behind his answer. So remember to subscribe below. Take 2 minutes to subscribe below if you're interested in learning more about the art of body language and the subversive art of lying. You can also join me at Instagram, BelieveInBruce360. That's where you can give me your suggestions of, hey Bruce, you might want to have a look at this video here. I must have got about 300 messages on Twitter and Instagram about Harry Maguire. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've taught you something. I hope, you know, some of the stuff I've taught you here, you can take into your life to try to make sure that no one ever tries to pull the wool over your eyes. So subscribe for more. But more important than any of this, believe in Bruce. Please remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.